It's the NFL on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Detroit Lions and the Washington Commanders, and it's coming up next.
Just a little ways east from the nation's political arena, we're in a much different type of arena here, Northwest Stadium in Landover, Maryland. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over them for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Jake Bates now ready to get this one started. And off we go from Northwest Stadium. He'll take this at the 10. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. And while there's only one Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, Jaden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. And man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
These running backs love getting into the open field, and the best of them, they're not even looking at the man right in front of them. They're looking at that next level to get a chunk run like that.
An option give to Robinson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss. And after this play, there's a Lion out there who got the worst of it. He's in some discomfort as they head out to check on him. All right, here we go. Second down. Running back sent in motion. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Defense looking to defend the marker on third down. From the gun, it's Daniels. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough fourth down.
Couple sacks on the opening drive. You better get to fix-it mode in a hurry. And I'm talking about on the sidelines. I'm talking as a quarterback. You've got to solve this pass rush, because we know one thing about guys in this league defensively. When they get a couple sacks, they can smell it, and they're going to raise the intensity to another level.
Commanders punting on fourth down, and they're going to bring out the ever-reliable lefty vet, Tressway. He has it at the 22. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. So now it's the Lions' turn to head out for the first time on offense. They're led out by someone who's fought through the doubters all through his career, and he just keeps putting up numbers. Jared Goff.
Kate, there are other flashier quarterbacks that make more highlight reel plays than Jared Goff. There certainly are bigger and stronger athletes playing the position today, but Jared's just a throwback. A guy that understands the timing and the precision. I love that he knows what he is and what he isn't when it comes to his skills. And it's why he's been able to flourish in multiple places and why he continues to sustain a lot of success in this league.
No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Connects on one to Jamison Williams. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
This really isn't a route designed for a lot of yards, Kate. You're just trying to get a small handful and move on to the next down. Stay in rhythm. But anytime you can work some magic after the catch and stretch it out, those are welcome bonus yards.
New set of downs for him at the 38. On 1st down, it's Gibbs. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
2nd and 10 now. Throw complete to Williams. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They'll go right side with Gibbs. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Big man up front said, not in my house. Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this, it's over, over.
This is Gibbs on 2nd down. Still going past the 40. And he gets this down to the 38. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that gives the Lions the first.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a 1st down pickup.
Here's a counter give to Gibbs. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
Yes, a smaller gain on the stat sheet with that counter run, but it does diversify their run game portfolio. Makes those guys, and especially the edge defenders, think a little bit. And Kate, I've told you once, I'll tell you 100 times, I love the play action that comes off of that same counter run action.
Pass is caught. That's Tim Patrick. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
First down throw from Goff. This throw is caught. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
Gibbs runs it in. Touchdown, Detroit. The Lions have a great first drive and get the game's first points. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. This return makes it up to the 25. Here comes the Washington offense out to the field, ready for their second drive. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now Daniels off the play action. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
On 2nd and 10 now, Daniels. Caught by Deebo Samuel. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Trying to get it with the option. A pitch here to Eckler. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st and 10 from the 41. Here's a counter give to Robinson. And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
Well, he was a second late to break this one downfield. Still, a quick bounce to the outside and a counter play that gained some good, positive yards.
Play fake here, Daniels. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. Neither side separating much so far. We're back to Northwest Stadium right after this. Time now for the 2nd quarter. Commanders in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Shotgun snap to Daniels. He'll get it complete to Brian Robinson Jr. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, it is so hard on these defenses to try to keep an eye and monitor on these running backs when they leave the backfield, especially if he's waiting to chip a defender or delays in the start of his route. He's really an underrated part of their overall passing game.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Here's Robinson. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Out of the gun, Daniels. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something.
Well, I think you know the only thing redeeming about that play, Kate.
They got the ball back.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, they got the ball back, but a whole lot longer down in distance.
So a crisis averted a moment ago, but their reward, a really tough 3rd down here. Ertz reels it in. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the fourth down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Up and good from Fairbairn. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Khalif Raymond to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Lions and Jahmyr Gibbs back out on offense. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. They send the tight end in motion. Goff on 1st and 10. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. Off the gut they go with Gibbs. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6. From the gun, Goff. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact. It gets home. But, of course, we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or 2.
On comes Jack Fox to handle the 4th down punt for the Lions. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And the Commanders will go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 32. Finds his target, Robinson. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. DJ Reed brings him down that time.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Here's Daniels. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down. Into the hands of Terry McLaurin. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. They're going play action. Complete. It's McLaurin. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
Well, that's a game that has its roots in preparation during the week. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of stuff. Identifying ways to target the coverage and creating opportunities for big completions.
Again, Daniels to the air. Flush down out to... And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Another try following the sack. He's on the move. He gets a little something out of it before sliding to a stop.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now from the nation's capital. The Commanders driving ahead. Let's see what they went with on third down. To throw, Daniels. That's caught at the 4. And he gets it to the 1, but goes out just before the goal line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal. From the red zone now. And they will score. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders get some late points and the lead. Right on the edge of the goal line for first and goal. And I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in, and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a first down pass play can and certainly was effective.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders push their lead to 3. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Here's Raymond on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. On first down, it's Goff. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Marshawn Lattimore up from the secondary for the stop.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
Off play action, Goff. Patrick with the catch. They get 13 on the pickup. And that gives the Lions the first.
As a quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
Out of the shotgun, Goff. He finds Laporta. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. Throwing again, it's Goff. Got him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! But it looked like the Lions were able to fall on it, so possession stays with them. So near disaster a moment ago, but the drive's still in trouble if they can't convert on third. That's caught for the first. And he's able to get this down to the 36. Detroit calls timeout. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. First down, ball at the 36. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Finds Laporta. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. From the 28. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off. That's Bobby Wagner. And the Commanders make the defensive stand and come through with a turnover in the final moments of the half. And just like that, a really good drive is taken away with an INT.
Sure was a lot of promise on that series, right?
Yeah.
That's a small silver lining for them at the very least, but probably won't be much comfort now. And it's going to feel even worse when this quarterback watches the tape tomorrow.
Samuel comes in motion left. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. It's halftime from near the nation's capital. The Commanders pulling in front after 2. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Commanders got a strong first half out of their quarterback, Jaden Daniels. He had a touchdown pass in that first half, helping his guys to a halftime advantage.
Here's Raymond on the return. Good looking return here, and he's got room. They'll begin from the 36 as the returner's brought down. Out come the Lions. They've got the first series of the second half. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. He'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They bring the tight end in motion. They go play action with Goff. Got Williams, and it's complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
New set of downs for him at the 38. First down throw from Goff. This is complete to Patrick. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that'll be first down, Detroit. Throwing now, off play action. Laporta with the grab.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
Second down now, 7 to go. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. St. Brown there to bring it in. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out. He'll throw it yet again. Oh, he nearly reeled that in. As close as you can get, but just an exciting incompletion.
Just something off in the rhythm.
Well, Dan Campbell never shy when he disagrees with a call, and he's thrown the red flag here. Well, we can see he made the catch. He definitely has possession, but did both of those feet hit down in the end zone?
Yeah, get that zoom button ready to go. Get the magnifying glass. Was there any green right between his feet and that end line? That's what they're going to be looking for in the replay booth.
So Dan Campbell thought that he had something, but the challenge doesn't go as planned. Bates takes on the extra point. And the Lions take a 4-point lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Has it at the 11. He stopped on the return at the 27. Washington ready to go on offense as they take the field. They find themselves trailing after the opening drive touchdown, and heck, it really set up to be an entertaining second half if they're able to answer here. First and 10, a run to Robinson. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Now Daniels off the play action. Able to find Ertz. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Option play, here's a give to Eckler. And he's got it up to midfield and into Lions territory. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Not that he needed to, but he'll always try and remind people that he's a threat running it, in addition to slinging it all over the field.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Robinson on the inside give. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense, and I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Daniels on first down. That's taken in by Samuel. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. It's enough for a first down. Nice find by the rookie quarterback from LSU.
Hey, let's get those next-gen stats out here, Kate. See just how far he had to run between the snap of the football and when he finally got the throw. Did a beautiful job of settling down into zone coverage, even though it took him a whole lot of distance to get there.
Here's Robinson up the middle. And he's got a nice gain down inside the 10-yard line. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. Staying with Robinson. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Daniels. Good gain here as he heads out of bounds. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Short side option here. He's running left. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Commanders grab the lead on their first series of the half. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. My partner up here is pumping his fist after that one. That is how you run an option as a quarterback. Good read to hang on to it and do it himself.
Yeah, because I could never do that, not even close. But when the defense overplays and you run that option, you get that good 2-on-1, more times than not, they will commit to the more dangerous guy, the running back. But you leave a lane, this quarterback can do some damage as well.
Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders push their lead to 3. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Here's Raymond on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Lions offense returning to the field. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch a breath and turn some of the momentum in the building. That one came with a higher degree of difficulty. He had to balance focusing on the catch while staying in bounds.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Putting the tight end in motion. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Wow, wide open here, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
You can't start a fire without a spark. Well, how about a lightning bolt? What a huge gain that totally changes the tone of the drive.
Following that last play, want to keep that pedal down. 1st and 10 from the 45. They'll send their tight end right. Goff on 1st and 10. Looking right, and he finds him. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 36. Has the connection to right. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And that gives the Lions the first.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball in your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's Lions ball. They come in trailing, but that lead is within reach. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Goff. Has it down close. Touchdown, Detroit. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
You know, Kate, this is the time of the game where fatigue starts to set in every once in a while, but that right there was a determined-looking drive. They were not going to be denied and able to score and take the lead.
Now a try to go up by 4, put it out of the range of a field goal. The point after splits the uprights. And the Lions take a 4-point lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. The Commanders all set to regain possession. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. 1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Throw right side is caught by Samuel. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front and to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Play fake here, Daniels. Hits him on the out route. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line.
That wasn't going anywhere else on that play. It's one of the ones called specifically for the tight end because they know he's able to get a good release off that play action, and then he gets himself in space to do some damage.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. From the 43. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. Now it's Terry McLaurin on the target. And now it's 3rd and short.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
They're going to try to pick it up with an option left. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That's a BYOB. You got to be your own blocker. It would have taken the entire defense piling on to stop him from getting that first down. Well done.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. So second down coming up.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
Second down and 10, Daniels. That's McLaurin with a catch out left. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be good for a Washington first. Working inside the red zone. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a one-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now.
Yeah.
They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
First down throw from Goff. Pass complete to Gibbs. And he reaches the 17-yard line as he's hauled down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
You know, these running backs today, they are so versatile. It doesn't matter if they're running it, or in this case, same principle applies on routes out of the backfield. You don't get somebody close to him, that throw is headed his way.
On first down, it's Goff. Wright reels it in. And he's tackled for a short gain. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
No one picks him up, and he reminded everyone in the building why that's a major mistake. The linebacker's athleticism on full display. A sack in under 2 seconds? That's a select group of players on the planet who could pull that off.
Looking at a tough spot to punt it away if this 3rd down is unsuccessful. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw almost ended an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
From their own end zone, and he gets it away. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. The Commanders are ready to go on offense, and we'll get a look at Deebo Samuel. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. On first down, here's Daniels. Quick slant to Samuel. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 47. That's brought in by Luke McCaffrey. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Commanders will have a first. Now Daniels off the play action. Caught near the goal line. And that's a Washington touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Pretty important PAT here, Brock, to make it a field goal game. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders push their lead to 3. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Reynolds with a return. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Lions and Jared Goff set to take over on offense once again. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Looking to throw, Goff. Gets this one to Patrick. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. Motioning the tight end left. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in D.C. Lions down by only 3. New set of downs for him from the 46. Goff off 1st and 10. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away, incomplete. That one vehemently swatted away. And it sets up 2nd down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Here he is to throw. This is complete to Gibbs. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. They get an even 10 on that play. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
Kate, I can promise you, you go back and look at the most efficient offenses in the NFL over the last couple decades, one thing will resonate. You've got to be able to attack the middle of the field. It's great to do it with receivers. It's awesome with tight ends. But when you get that influence from your running backs, man, you become a dangerous offense to stop.
Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. He'll look to throw it. It's taken in by Williams. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that gives the Lions the first. Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. Back to throw. Finds Laporta. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Setting up to pass. And the cover just too good. Throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Looking to throw it. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, it's fascinating how those routes you run so many times in practice become a whole lot more difficult in the actual game. That was an important 3rd and short to convert. Very surprised to see that play fail.
An important attempt coming up here for Jake Bates. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. On 4th down, the Lions going to try to put 3 on the board here with Jake Bates. The upright's 31 yards away, dead ahead. Looking good, and it's through. And inside the final minute, they've tied this up.
These are the moments, Kate, when you realize how valuable a clutch kicker is. When he's the only guy out there and everybody relying on him, and he delivers.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. He's going to field this at the 2. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns. Good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can. Putting together quite the game for himself in the process. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Slot man in motion right. Shotgun snap. A give to Robinson. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup. That's going to do it for regulation, so some bonus football in store for all those fans in the stands. We're headed for overtime. And hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. Here's Raymond on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Lions getting ready to return to the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. First throw of overtime now. St. Brown there to bring it in. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he's brought down for a loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Quick pass, right side, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. New set of downs for him at the 38. From the gun, Goff. Into the hands of Gibbs. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Throwing is gone. Throw complete to Williams. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit. Throwing again, it's Goff. He finds Laporta. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there, and that gives the Lions the 1st.
Just about every defensive coordinator worth his salt says 2 things in every production meeting. Number 1, well, we got to stop the run. And number 2, we got to take away the tight end. Well, good luck doing that. Defending a big guy who can move like that, it's a lot easier to talk about than to go out and execute.
1st down throw from Goff. Got Williams, and it's complete. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit. Working inside the red zone. Finds him over the middle. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
2nd and 3 now. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, Goff. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal. Tight end in motion left. They go play action with Goff. And he will score. It's a Detroit touchdown. The Lions go up by 6. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
The extra point is good, and that's a big one. Now their defense just has to defend a 7-point lead here in overtime. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. His return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Commanders set to take over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now he gets a shot here in overtime. Got a man. McCaffrey has it. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that'll be good for a Washington first. Out of the gun, Daniels. This is hauled in by McLaurin. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Again, Daniels to the air. Complete, it's McLaurin. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
We hear about basketball on grass so much more of the space and speed coming to the NFL game. That play's so indicative of it. Get that point guard in the open field and let him do his thing.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. Too far out of the back of the end zone it goes. Incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that makes it 2nd and goal.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. They'll throw it again. Touchdown, Washington. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
Gay to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Commanders bring it back to even. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Reynolds with a return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. In that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. Off play action, Goff. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the intended receiver. So it's second down coming up.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
And he's brought down up across the 30-yard line. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Goff setting to throw. Look, pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
Here's what I know. I know this one, Kate, from personal experience. After this one's over, QB, well, he's going to spend some time in that cold tub because he's been in so much time on the ground, taking a beating today. This offensive line, this offense has got to find a way to protect the passer.
The Lions readying for the punt. And in overtime, this has to be struck well. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Hard to do better than that. A 66-yard punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. On 1st down, here's Daniels. And he has the pick, but no, he can't hold on. Would have given him a chance to win it in OT. But nope, just 2nd down now. Daniels from the pistol. Able to hit Robinson, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
And the Lions into a nickel set for 3rd down. Here he is to throw. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. They send Samuel Wright. And he stopped after running it up across the 45 to the 46. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. As they'll be left with just 1 more to work with here in OT. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now Daniels off the play action. Flushed out of the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, partner, I think this defense had enough. This QB has been getting out of the pocket and doing damage with his legs, but not this time. great pursuit, great effort, and they're able to wrap him up for the sack.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Another try following the sack. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal. Well, this is just the game that never ends, it seems. That overtime is in the books. It is time to flip the field and start another one as we wait for a winner. Matt Gay now in a high-pressure spot. Pretty easy kick here, Brock, just 22 yards. Detroit calls timeout, it's second. And that'll leave them with just one remaining in overtime. This entire contest rests on his next kick. Pretty easy kick here, Brock, just 22 yards. The kick is good, he got it! And they've taken back the lead.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
So score this as a win for the Commanders. And they only needed to set him up with a shot to connect and win it with 3, and his aim was true to make it happen and put an end to this competitive ball game. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a win for the Commanders, as with that, we sign off from DC.